HourGLASS, a newsletter for friends of the Georgia Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, Volume 9, Issue 2, Fall 2021. gls.georgialibraries.org/. Breaking Glass to rebrand. GLASS is now the Georgia Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, or GLS. We still have the same great services with a new name and look that better reflects what we do. Although GLASS had a great reputation with our patrons and community partners, we felt that we needed a name that more clearly defined our purpose, especially for those who were not familiar with Georgia's Talking Book Library. We're thrilled with our new name, Georgia Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, and feel that it accomplished our goal. We hope our patrons, partners, and friends will agree. This year marks our 90th anniversary, and we're pleased to mark this occasion with a new name and look that speaks to who we serve. Also, the new look is more aligned with our governing agency, Georgia Public Library Service, GPLS. The GLS outreach team is available to schedule presentations and provide updates to your organization by contacting us at glsoutreach@georgialibraries.org. All inquiries about GLS services and programs can be directed to 1-800-248-6701. What's happening with NLS libraries? The National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, NLS, is evolving to meet the modern world. Besides recently updating the wording in their eligibility criteria, they are working to effectively meet the needs of a growing population of users. As NLS seeks to deliver their services to people with print disabilities related to reading disabilities such as dyslexia, they anticipate reaching a larger and possibly younger audience. With this in mind, they are working to make Bard Mobile one of their key means of delivering books. For people who cannot use Bard or Bard Mobile, NLS will continue to lend digital talking book machines. These machines are essential for so many of Georgia Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled patrons. NLS is also in the process of doing its final trials for use of refreshable Braille machines that can be lent by NLS network libraries. Because Georgia Braille readers are served by the Utah State Library, Utah is providing these machines to our eligible Braille readers. This is just another way the NLS is changing with the times. If you're interested in learning more about NLS and their updates to technology, visit https://www.loc.gov/NLS/about/. A poem as we say farewell to summer. I love to see the summer beaming forth, by John Clare. I love to see the summer beaming forth, and white wool sack clouds sailing to the north. I love to see the wild flowers come again, and mare blobs stain with gold the meadow drain, and water lilies whiten on the floods, where reed clump rustles like a wind-shook wood, where from her hiding place the moorhen pushes and seeks her flag, nest floating in bulrushes. I like the willow leaning halfway over the clear deep lake to stand upon its shore, I love the hay grass when the flower heads swing to summer winds and insects' happy wings that sport about the meadow the bright day and see bright beetles in the clear lake play. GLS Move News. From the office changes to the walk-in location temporary shift to the rebranding, GLS has been a flurry of activity for quite some time. Some of the dust is starting to settle, and we anticipate being in full service in our new walk-in location sometime in fall 2021. Our new address is 1 Margaret Mitchell Square, Northwest Atlanta, 30303, the Central Library in the Fulton County Library System. We're on the first floor for maximum accessibility, and we can't wait to serve you there. Books about poetry. Note: talking books begin with DB. Braille titles begin with BR. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. The Poetry of Mr. Rogers. DB 96626 by Fred Rogers, available in Bookshare. Lyrics to 75 songs from the children's television program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, collected and presented as a treasury of poems. Lyrics explore topics such as feelings, new siblings, everyday life, and imagination. Commercial audiobook for preschool through grade 2 and older readers, 2019. Beauty is a Verb, the New Poetry of Disability. DB 74050 by Sheila Black, available in Bookshare. Anthology shows disability through the lenses of poetry and essays. Features works of early and mid-20th century poets such as Josephine Miles and Larry Eichner, as well as from participants in the later disability/crip poetics movement, including John Lee Clark and Daniel Simpson. Offers critical commentary, 2011. Black Nature, 4 Centuries of African American Nature Poetry. DB 73042 by Camille Dungy. This anthology of verse by 93 writers spans the history of Black poetry in America, with the earliest pieces by Phyllis Wheatley and the latest by Nikki Giovanni and Rita Dove. The 180 selections are presented in themed cycles rather than chronologically. 2009. American Poetry, Volume 1, The 20th Century, Henry Adams to Dorothy Parker. DB 87167 by various authors. Poetry from the turn of the century to the end of World War II, a period of unprecedented creative ferment. Generous selections are provided from the work of T.S. Eliot, Ezra Pound, Gertrude Stein, Wallace Stevens, Marianne Moore, Edna St. Vincent Millay, and scores of other poets, both major and minor. 2000. Newsletter by email. Are you interested in receiving this newsletter by email? The Hourglass is sent by email with links to accessible versions so you can read it how you would like. Call GLS at 800-248-6701 to let us know you'd like to be on our mailing list. You can also email us at hourglass@georgialibraries.org. Call 800-248-6701 to request this newsletter in alternative formats. Join our email list at hourglass@georgialibraries.org. Hourglass is published quarterly by the Georgia Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, GLS, a unit of the University System of Georgia. This publication is made possible by a grant from the U.S. Institute of Museum and Library Services to Georgia Public Library Service under the provisions of the Library Services and Technology Act. Georgia Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, GLS. Toll free 1-800-248-6701. Fax 404-657-1459. gls.georgialibraries.org/.